Hi, and thank you very much for joining me. So my name's Lesley Wilson. You may have remembered from the Chill Out at Home festival. I'm a Hatha yoga teacher. So I'm currently just gone back to teaching face-to-face classes a couple of times a week, and I'm also teaching on Zoom. So just a really short video. I just want to talk to you briefly about the benefits of performing twists in a yoga class. So I'm just going to grab a seat. So twisting is really important in yoga for several reasons. The first one being obviously keeping the spine's flexibility and helping keep the spine nice and fluid. Obviously a strong spine is going to avoid you having back issues as the years progress. So I'm going to talk to you about how we twist and also the other reasons why we twist. So apart from the obvious, the spine flexibility, it's also really good for the digestive system. And people quite often ask me in my classes when I'm teaching, so how come we go to the right first? So the reason we go to the right first is to do with the digestive system. So as we twist around to the right, what we're doing is we're just compressing the ascending colon, so encouraging toxins or stools to move up and across the transverse colon. We then twist around to the left, which then stimulates the descending colon and then into the sigmoid colon. So it's helping keeping everything moving, literally. So how do we twist in yoga? Now, quite common, if I teach a beginner's class, we always just see people kind of like this, twisting their head, maybe moving their shoulders a little bit. Actually, what we really need to do is twist from the waist first. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, you don't have to be cross-legged, but I'm going to sit cross-legged because I'm kind of used to that. It's really important to ground down through the sit bones. So through those little bumpy sit bones underneath, and then having a nice straight spine is really important as well. So when we twist in yoga, we're going to twist to the right, obviously. So I'm going to bring my right hand. So just turn sideways quickly, and you want to keep that hand nice and close in, so contact throughout the whole of the body there. And then using the breath, I'm going to straighten the spine and lift the crown of my head. So this left hand can come and sit on my right knee. So I'm kind of already starting to encourage my body around. The important thing to remember is we don't just turn the head, we twist the whole torso. So we come from the waist first. So we breathe in, straighten the spine and lift the head. And then as we breathe out, that's important, you're going to start twisting from the waist. Now you can see that my head could still be at the front of me. The hand is nice and connected, straight spine. So my waist is twisting. Then I'm going to bring my rib cage and my shoulders around. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to turn my head and just look over my right shoulder. So all that's happening here is I'm getting a really good twist on the body, keeping my spine nice and flexible, and also stimulating my digestive system to work correctly. And then I'm going to come back on an in-breath and show you what that looks like from the front. But I'm going to go to the other side now. So my left hand is going to come in nice and close behind my back. And then I'm going to place my right hand on my left knee. So automatically that's bringing my right shoulder across the front of my body. So once again, taking a breath in to straighten the spine. And then as I breathe out, once again from the waist, rib cage, shoulders, and finally the head. And I can use that right arm to just encourage myself around that little bit further if I wish to do so. And then coming back to the centre as I breathe in. So you can do that sitting on a chair as well, and it's really quite simple. So imagine that you're on your chair. One with no arms is probably best, but then you can just take that hand, one hand around the back of the chair, and then hold on to the side of the chair. So you can breathe in and straighten the spine once again, and then you can use those arms to bring yourself around as you twist around to the right. And then come back to centre as you breathe in. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So imagine I'm hanging onto the side of my chair, but you could be holding onto the back depending on how long your arms are. So breathing in to straighten the spine, and then breathing out, twisting around to the left. And you'll get all the benefits of a twist, even though you're practicing on a chair. And then you can come back to centre. So you can also do a lying down twist, which I'll show you, a spinal twist. One of my yoga teachers used to call these crocodile twists, but I'm not really sure why. So a couple of ways to do these twists. So ideally, you've got space to take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body, but if you haven't, you can just bend the arms at 90 degrees and you'll get exactly the same result. So a couple of ways of doing this, depending on spine flexibility. So again, on an out breath, I'm going to take the knees over to the right now. And then if my neck and spine feel okay, I'm going to turn my face to the left. Now, if your spine isn't very flexible, you can modify that and maybe put a piece of furniture or a cushion or a pillow or something underneath that right knee, and then the same on the left side. So I'm trying to keep both my shoulders on the ground at the moment. So I can feel I'm getting a nice stretch down the left side of the body here. And then as I breathe in, I'm going to bring my knees back to the centre. And then when I breathe out, the knees come over to the left. And then again, if the neck and spine feel okay with this, I can turn my face over to the right. And then as I breathe in, bring the head and knees back to centre. So you can intensify this twist in a couple of ways. First of all, you can hug the knees in closer to the chest. And then on the exhalation, take the knees over to the right and then turn the face to the left if the spine feels okay. Ideally, both shoulders on the ground, but you might find that that left shoulder does lift. If you're not used to practicing these, obviously you need to be really careful. And if you suffer with back problems, even more so. And then breath in, back to centre. And then as you breathe out, knees over to the left and face to the right. Again, if that right shoulder lifts off the mat, it's not a crime. And then we can take a breath in and come back to centre. Now you can really intensify these stretches now if you wish to do so. So first of all, you can, just got to remember which way around to do it now, cross the left knee over the right knee. And then as you breathe out, twisting around. And you might find that again, that left shoulder comes off. And so you'll feel a stretch right the way down, further into the glute as well. And then coming back to the centre on an in-breath. So cross the right leg over the left leg now, and as you breathe out, knees and over to the left and face to the right. And then coming back on an in-breath. So just a bit of a recap about why we twist. Spine flexibility, especially if we lead a sedentary lifestyle. So if you don't stretch everything out at least 3 or 4 times a week, just gently, it doesn't have to be like a full-on hour-and-a-half class. It could just be a few stretches in the morning or just before you go to bed. And this will stop you from seizing up, because obviously if you don't use something, you're going to lose it. So just to recap then, twisting from the waist first, then the rib cage and shoulders, and finally the head. Keep that arm straight in, nice and close behind the back. So there's lots of different twists you can do. You can do them standing up, you can do them seated, you can do them on a chair. But all in all, twisting in yoga is very good. So thank you for watching. Namaste.